Welcome to the Mayor's Lounge here at the Hideaway Cafe. On today's show, celebrating its 5th anniversary with the City of St. Petersburg is our own police chief, Anthony Holloway. And our musical guest is Elle and Future Soul. Joining us here today on the Mayor's Lounge is our own police chief, Anthony Holloway. It's great to have you with us here today, Chief.
Great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
But let's first start with talking a little bit about the state of the department. In the 5 years since you've been chief, there's been a lot of changes in the police department. If you want to tell us a little bit about some of the things that have changed and how the department's doing today.
I think the department is doing fairly well today. There's always room for improvement, but I think we came, and your philosophy when you first started is getting the officers back out in the street in community policing. And we started basically with doing our park walk and talk, and that was the first thing. And everybody always asks, what is park walk and talk? And it's very simple, exactly what it is. The officers will park their cars, they'll walk in the neighborhood, and they'll get to know people. And it really is helping out with our closure rate, and it's also helping us reduce the fear of crime in our community, because people are not afraid to call us and say, hey, there's something going on in my community, can you send an officer out here to check it out for us? So
one of the things that I love is just seeing how our officers are interacting with the kids in the community. What kind of impact does that have on our city?
I think it's a huge impact, because when these officers first met these kids was always doing an emergency or some type of issue. Now these officers are getting out and just talking to these kids. There's not a problem going on. They're not trying to address something. They're building that bond.
There's been a lot of stories lately about auto thefts. Can you give us a little bit of an update on where St. Pete is right now on our efforts at addressing auto thefts?
Sure, so we saw our peak back in 2015 where we had over 1,500 cars that were stolen. Last year we were reporting under 700 vehicles, so that's cutting it in half. And how are we doing that? I can't just say just great police work, but also community. You hear me at all? Every time I go to an event, lock your cars, yes. Take your keys, take your key fob out of your car.
I want to talk a little bit about your new home, work-wise, and that's the new police station, obviously. How is this new station impacting the department?
So first of all, the new station is fabulous. So if you start looking at technology, you first have to look at our intelligent-led policing unit. And that's a unit that looks at all the stats that are out there, and they're able to give these officers direction on where possibly crime is going to happen. Yeah. The thing that everybody loves the most when it comes to is our communication center. If you see that thing, I think I always say like Star Trek.
Yes.
It has everything in there. And we're also the backup to the 911, the county 911 system.
I don't know that this is something the public knows about, is you're not just a chief who sits behind a desk and that's where you are all day. You actually get out and do the job of a police officer.
If I expect these officers to do a job, then I should be doing the same thing. So I'll do traffic stops, I'll go on calls, I'll take backups, because that's the only way we're going to fix the organization, if I can see the issue that they see over the radio and on call. Every day when I see these men and women going above and beyond, I think it's every time that we do an award ceremony and you hear the work that they're doing, it really makes you proud that you know these men and women are out there giving their best each and every day.
Well, I want to make sure that we spend a few minutes at least letting the viewers learn a little bit more about you, the person, not just the police chief.
Well, I grew up in Tampa. I met my wife when I got out of Vice and Narcotics. We've been married now for over 20 years, 22 years. We don't have any kids, but we have a dog, so that's our kid. I started off in Clearwater Police Department, worked there for 22 years. Took my first police chief job in Somerville, Massachusetts. Worked there for 3 years. Was applied and came back to Clearwater. And I was very fortunate. You gave me that call. I'm very proud to be here now.
As we wrap up, I want to say thank you. What you have done in this department, the transformations that have happened in the department, the relationship that I've seen built between our police department and the community, and equally important, the community and the police department, is different than it had been before you came. We appreciate you tremendously and appreciate you being on the show with me now. And we now get to hear some incredible music from Elle and Future Soul.
Like could see it in my vision screen. He kissed me, what a dream. I've seen miracles happen, but to me it was never morning. Oh, night, never morning. Someday my summer will come. Night, never morning. Someday my summer will come. Because I find more of myself when I get lost with you. Lost with you, lost with you. More of myself when I get lost with you. Oh, lost with you, lost with you. Whoa. Rise above the ideas of the time. My one and only call it mine. Whoa, not really much I can do to fake love you. Well, you don't have to be afraid of losing everything. You don't have to be afraid. Oh no, you don't have to be afraid of losing everything. You don't have to be afraid. Because I find more of myself when I get lost with you. Lost with you, lost with you. More of myself when I get lost with you. Oh, lost with you, lost with you. Whoa. Rise above the ideas of the time. My one and only call it mine. Whoa, not really much I can do to fake love you. Afraid to love you. Afraid to love you. Whoa, afraid to love you. Afraid. Because I find more of myself when I get lost with you. Lost with you, lost with you. More of myself when I get lost with you. Oh, lost with you, lost with you. Whoa. I find more of myself when I get lost with you. Lost with you, lost with you. More of myself when I get lost with you. Oh, lost with you, lost with you. Oh, lost with you, lost with you. Lost with you, lost with you. Lost with you, lost with you. Lost with you.